Welcome everyone. Today we're going to cover a demonstration of SpooliT Server Intelligent Document Management for the IBM I Series and AS400. As a starting point, let's discuss what SpooliT is, and cover some basic SpooliT navigation. SpooliT is the only report document management system you will ever need in order to manage your reports, output queues, and distribute reports electronically. SpooliT can convert your legacy report data into the most commonly required file formats. Need that report in PDF? Not a problem. Want that old messy physical report properly formatted into an Excel spreadsheet? That's easy too. Need your reports published to a website in HTML? No drama. Need to output your invoices, in real time, into PDF format and then transfer to an internal FTP server for digital compliance? No problems with SpooliT. Require your old report data exported into export folders on your network so it can be ingested by another application? No drama, we can do that too. Need to take a huge sales report, split into smaller chunks, then email each smaller report section to the correct salespersons? That's easily achieved too. You want your important reports archived off your IBM I Series system and properly categorized and secured for compliance reasons and later auditing? That is easily achieved via SpooliT. Want to save money by eradicating the need to print your reports and help achieve your sustainability goals? That's easily achieved with SpooliT automation rules. We will start by explaining the SpooliT architecture. Let's start by double-clicking on the SpooliT server icon from the desktop. SpooliT is client-server software. There's a component that's installed on your Windows PC or Windows Server, and a component that's installed on your IBM I Series or AS400. The two SpooliT software layers work in conjunction with each other. On the Windows side, you navigate via an intuitive user interface. Looking at the left-hand side, you see what we call the tree view. SpooliT enables you to archive spool file reports from the IBM I Series and securely place them into a Windows-based SpooliT archive. You can categorize spool files. You can work with these archive spool files and convert them into a variety of user-friendly formats. You can export the spool files into Word, Excel, PDF, HTML, CSV, RTF, text formats and, saving them onto your network or local PC. Within the tree view, this is where you can navigate and explore the contents of your SpooliT archive, or navigate your IBM I Series system output queues. Below the SpooliT archive, you can see all of your users, or recipients, that are defined in the SpooliT system. These users can be assigned as recipients to receive nominated spool file reports, via distribution rules. You can see your SpooliT archive database contents. In this archive database, you can locate and work with any of your archived spool file reports. Reports are located inside SpooliT folders, and in any given folder, these are often referred to as SpooliT categorization folders. These folders can be flexibly defined to suit your organizational structure. For example, folders can be structured by specific departments or other logical grouping. Using this SpooliT user interface, you can see that we have structured the SpooliT archive by departments. Within each department folder, we can create one to multiple rules per department. And for the HR department, as an example, you could secure documents so that only HR can see those archived reports. Similarly, different rules can be created for your other departments. For example, you could define folders for your organizational departments, such as finance, sales, marketing, IT, operations, HR, legal, research and development, customer service, warehousing, manufacturing, supply chain, and so on. The concept of rules is integral within SpooliT. Take a moment to explore the power of rules. It is important to understand that at its core, SpooliT is a rules-based system. There are selection rules. The what. There are categorization rules. The where. There are distribution rules. The who. There are automation rules. The when. You can define any number of rules within the SpooliT system. Some rules, archive reports. Other rules, export reports into Excel or PDF and save them to a network folder or an FTP server. Some rules, email reports to users in Excel format. Other rules process large sales reports, split them into smaller chunks, and then email each chunk to the correct salesman. While other rules can perform a combination of tasks, starting with archive the report, then email the report to a specific user, then also export the report to an FTP server, and finally, move the processed report from its original output queue and place it into a save output queue. The selection rules define how reports are picked up from the iSeries or AS400, using its report attributes. The categorization rules indicate if and where reports should be archived into. The distribution rules indicate who and where reports should be sent or saved to, and in what file formats. Unleash the power of automation using SpooliT. The automation rules instruct SpooliT when rules should run. You can specify the automation rules run frequency. You can run some automation rules only once. Hourly. Daily. At specific times of the day. Weekly. Monthly. Yearly. Or at specific times of the week, month, year, etc. And of course, you can process reports in real time. Real time is what SpooliT calls an always rule. An always rule means process reports in real time. That is to say, as soon as a report lands on an output queue, then immediately process the report based on its selection rule, effectively enabling straight-through processing. In the left-hand tree view, if we look down a little bit further, below the SpooliT Archive and Rules section, you will see the Network node. Under the Network node, you may define one or multiple AS400 or iSeries systems or partitions. You can then double-click on any system. You can double-click on any authorized output queue. You can double-click on any authorized spool file. You can also use drag and drop to manage spool file reports and move them to different output queues. For each iSeries system or partition, you can double-click on any authorized printer queue, and that will dynamically display the contents of those output queues or printer queues. Double-clicking on any item will load a list of authorized spool file reports. In this case, we're looking at all the spool files that have been archived into the local SpooliT archive. If you double-click on a report, it will then load that report into the preview window at the bottom. If you want to remove that preview window, then just toggle it on and off again using the toggle toolbar button at the top. In the next demonstration, we will explore the concepts of templates within SpooliT. Then we will do a deep dive into the power of SpooliT Excel templates, enabling you to generate output in the format that most users love to use. Excel. After exploring Excel templates, we will do a deep dive into the power of SpooliT splitting templates, exploring the power of SpooliT to divide huge reports into smaller report chunks, and distribute each report chunk to the correct people in your organization. We hope you enjoy the rest of your journey exploring the power you can unleash using SpooliT. SpooliT. Modernizing your IBM iSeries workflows and delivering real value and sustainability for your organization.